Hi everyone, the lecture of today about the hemoglobinpatheis. The hemoglobinpatheis, it's a group of genetic disorders of ATP synthesis characterized by reduction or production of abnormal globin chains. Firstly, we must know the structure of the hemoglobin and the types of the hemoglobin. The structure of the hemoglobin or the hemoglobin types. About the types of the hemoglobin, there are three types of the hemoglobin. The first one, it's the adult hemoglobin HB. HB, it's meaning hemoglobin. It's now I explain about the adult hemoglobin. It's a tetramer of 4 globin chains arranged in helical form, as we see in this figure, and there are 2 alpha and 2 beta chains. So it's mean the globin chain is composed from 4 chains, the 2 alpha and 2 beta, in what? In the type known as adult HB. Other normal type of the HB, the fetal HB, it's known as HBF. It contains 2 alpha and 2 gamma, and the HbA2, it's composed from 2 alpha and 2 gamma. Normal adults have about 98% of HbA and 2% HbA2 and less than 1 HbF. That's the structure and the types of the hemoglobin that's located in the human. So, about the globin chain, the globin chain is composed from sequence approximately 150 amino acids arranged in tertiary manner. Amino acid facing heme are, or it's known as non-polar, while the external ones are polar. It's bonding to water. This arrangement will keep heme in the reduced form and the HB soluble in the plasma. As we see in this figure, the structure of the globin chain. So, about the heme molecule, each globin chain. So that's mean each single globin chain, it's carry a single heme molecules laying in the deep recesses inside the helicals, as we see in this figure. In the center of this globin chain, there is Fe. Fe, it's mean iron. It's mean heme molecules in the center of this chain. And heme is tetrapyral. It's tetrapyral ring with a central atom of iron. In heme, iron has a 6 bands. 4 are connected to the pyrrole rings and one of the globin chain. The 6th is the one involved in the transport of oxygen and CO2 attachment to these gases and through reversible covalent bonding. So, what's the meaning? The thalassemia. The thalassemia syndrome is a heterogeneous group of genetic disorders of hemoglobin synthesis characterized. So that's mean the thalassemia syndrome characterized by reduction of rate of synthesis or the total absence of one or more of the globin chain. As we say, the globin chains, it's composed from 2 alpha and 2 gamma. In thalassemia syndrome, it's characterized by reduction of rate of synthesis or totally absent one or more of the globin chains. So that's mean in the thalassemia syndrome, maybe the globin chain is composed from 1 alpha and 2 beta chains, or 2 alpha and 1 beta chain, or there is a reduction in one of these chains. So according to the chain involved, they are pathologically subdivided into the type of the thalassemia. the beta thalassemia, that's the common type in the Iraq, and another one, the alpha thalassemia, the gamma thalassemia. So this type of the thalassemia, that's the type of the thalassemia, and the beta thalassemia, it's the most common type in the Iraq. The meaning of the thalassemia, thalos, it means sea, and anemia, it means blood. So the clinical classification, there are three types of the thalassemia. The first one, the thalassemia major, and the thalassemia intermediate, and the thalassemia minor. The thalassemia major, it's known as transfusion dependent. That means the anemia is severe. The level of the hemoglobin, it's about 5 gram deciliter, started within the first year of the life. The thalassemia intermediate, it's known as moderate anemia. The hemoglobin, it's less than 7 gram deciliter, and it's not needed for the transfusions of the blood. The thalassemia minor, it's null to or no anemia. That's just the red cells morphological change. So this type increases in the HbA2, and also it's known as thalassemia carrier. In this figure, we can see the pathophysiological of the Hemoglobinpatheis, or the thalassemia, or any disorders that lead to the Hemoglobinpatheis. Clinical presentation, anemia. With this point about the clinical presentation, that's meaning was the patient suffer from the anemia or the hemoglobinpatheis. Anemia with splenomegaly, starting in the in the first 6 months of the life. That's mean inadequate transfused patient suffering intercurrent infection, progressive abdominal destination, and severe growth retardation with skeletal deformity. Adequate transfused patient have little anemia, splenomegaly, and normal growth. During the second decade, organ failure developed due to the iron overload, and most die for this reason. Diagnosis for the thalassemia: clinical features: refractory anemia with marked splenomegaly starting early in the life, also positive family history with a social history. Hematologically features typically cell morphological change, HbF level on the electrophoresis, rigid HbF level on electrophoresis, increase in serum iron parameters. That's mean all the parameters of the iron, including ferritin, transferrin, and other parameters, reducing B chain synthesis rate. Molecular techniques to demonstrate the defects B globin gene. Another disease, it's known as sickle cell disease. Sickle cell disease is the homozygosis state of HbS. The disease is common in Central Africa, Middle East, and in the Black Americans of African origin. About the molecular defect and pathogenesis, skeletal cell disease results from a point mutation in the globin chain. That's mean the valine instead of glutamic acid at the 6th amino position of the globin chain, and that's lead to the reduce of Hb solubility, which under reduced oxygen tension forms crystals that give a skeletal form of the cells for red blood cells. Skeletal cells are abnormal that have a shortened lifespan, and this leads to the chronic hemolytic anemia. What's the clinical features for the skeletal cell diseases? The clinical feature of the chronic hemolytic anemia associated painful due to the organ infractive, including painful abdominal creases due to the splenic nephritis or mesenteric thrombosis, painful known as painful dactylitis due to the infractive of small bones of the hand and feet, also painful for chest creases and another features. About the hematological features, as you see in these two figures, the RBC, it's normal chromic and normal cytic for the that's mean for the chromatin and the for the size of the RBC with the frequent target forms and auxiliary skull cells. Also, there is reticulocytosis and erythroid hyperplasia with increased marrow iron. Diagnosis, clinical features, chronic hemolytic anemia with painful creases. Hematological features, normal chronic normal cyst RBC with the target and skeletal forms. HP electrophoresis, HBS, it's less than 80%, and HPF, it's more than 20%. No HPA, positive skeletal scaling and solubility test. That's everything about the hemoglobinpatheis. And finally, thank you for the listening.